Welcome back to MathsDoc. It's been a while that you have some questions that you answer. I'll try to make some research. Just take some few minutes to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so you'll get more updates as you prepare for an exam. Now we have this question. Now this question is a set problem or a set question, and the question is given that x is 2, 3, y is 2, z is 3, and then s is an empty set. Now we are supposed to copy and complete the table below for the intersection of x, y, x, and z. Now what you have to do here is that you are going to use the intersection approach to simplify this question because the table is intersection. So in that case, you have to create the image of the various sets or the element in each set in your head in order to have an intersection. Now what it means is that you are not going to write the values but rather use the letters as they have stated in this question. Now let's try one example. Now x intersection x, it means that this particular element intersecting itself will give you similar values. That means that you are going to have an x. Let me demonstrate as an example. Now x intersection x, meaning that you are going to have 2, 3 intersection 2, 3. And then when you realize the intersection will give you the same 2, 3. And what is the 2, 3? The name is x. So you put the x there. Can we try another one? X intersection y. It means that you are going to have this value element of x, 2 and 3 intersecting with the element of y. Now when you look at it, now let's simulate and realize that we look at 2 here and 2 here, and it means that we are going to have the value as 2. Now in the value which is the answer intersecting 2, what of the set contains only 2 elements? Y. So you put the value y there. Now let's look at the third one. X intersection z is an interesting question. X, which is 2, 3, intersection the z, which is 3. What is the common? 3, right? So we have 3 here and 3 here. So the answer is 3. And the answer 3, what element contains 3? Z. So you put the z there. Now let's look at this one. X intersection s. The element of x, 2, 3 intersecting the element of the empty set, which is s. Now I realize that there is no common values in it. So in this case, the answer is an empty set. And which of the element contains the empty set? The s. So you put your s there. Now let's come here. Y intersection x. Now your y is 2 and then your x is 2, 3. So in this case, I think it's a repetition. So you're going to have 2 common. Which element contains the 2, which is y. So you put your y there. Now let's continue. Y intersection y. It means that this y intersecting itself. So you can have y intersection y, which is 2 intersection 2. And that is going to give you the 2. Which of the sets contains 2? The y. So y is the answer. So you are going to have y intersection y is y. Now let's move on. Y intersection z. Now y intersection z, y is 2, z is 3. Is there any intersection? No. So the answer is an empty set. Which of the sets is an empty set? S. So you put your answer X there. Y intersection S. Now Y intersection S contains 2 in Y, empty set in X. So there is no intersection. In that case, we are going to have the value as empty set. Which of the set contains empty set? The X. Then Z intersection X. Z intersection X. So Z and X, the common element is 3. And which of the set contains only 3? That is Z. So we put the Z there. Let's move on. Z intersection Y. Z, Y. Similarly, there's no common. So empty set is S. It's becoming interesting, right? Now let's look at this one. Z, Z. 3, 3. Common 3. What element contains 3? Is Z. So simple answer. Z intersection X. So ZX, there's no common intersection. So you have an empty set. What set contains an empty set? The X. X intersection X. That is this intersection this. There's no common value. So you're going to have our X. X intersection Y. XY. Empty. X. S intersection Z. S intersection Z. Empty set. S intersection S is also an empty set. Have a nice day.